What is up, guys? Sergeant Musa back again, also known as the Black Gentleman. And today we continue on with Mastermind Creations reformatted Leo ducks, or Razor Claw. I'm just gonna call them Razor Claw. I never cared for the name Leo ducks. It's kind of weird. But yeah, anyway, this is Razor Claw. And just like the rest of them, as you can see, he can carry all of his weapons, which I've already got him lined up with. He has a lot going on, a lot more going on than Tantrum and Headstrong, because this guy has to form basically the core and everything, and he just overall a lot bigger than I think maybe he should be. As you can see, got the big legs up front and the small legs in the back, but they can extend. But let's talk more about his accessories. I'm gonna go ahead and take them all off because I just got them all pegged in. Has these big giant cleavers, which eventually these right here will separate and clip onto the front, forming one half of the larger what they call the Offenheimer sword. And they're both made the same way. As far as paint goes, there's a little bit, I think, on the blade itself, right in here. This is all plastic, which is fine. But I think there's a little bit of a goldish, silverish paint on the blade itself, I should say on the edge itself. And nice mold detail. And they both look really good. And he holds them just fine in robot mode as well, which you guys will see. Moving on. Also has this large blaster, which looks pretty straightforward. I know it may look kind of empty-ish, but there's a reason for that, because in combine mode, well, the gun combines too. So I'll get to that at the very end of things. But overall, it's got some gunmetal here for the cannon itself. The tip is all not painted, but I think that's fine. What detail you get is very nice. One thing about this thing, I'm not very good at posing cat figures, or maybe even animal figures to that degree. I'm better at robot modes. So what I want to start at first, we'll start the paint. Kind of like the rest of them, not much to speak of per se, but what you do get is mostly accents. You get kind of a goldish paint here for the mane and on the outside. Red paint for the eyes. No paint for the nose. I don't think he ever had paint on the nose. I'm not sure. I think it should be black, but maybe it's fine. He has silver teeth, as you can see. Let's see. You know what? I think that might be it for paint. Wait a minute. Right here on the back here, this comes off. And this forms kind of the crotch for Predacon. And also this makes a shield for Razor Claw. They have silver paint on that, so that's about it. So everything else on this thing, man, is pretty much just plastic. Which I don't hate. Because, you know, this is a very nice set, and I like to play with it, actually. This is actually a fun collectible toy set, so not having much paint is pretty good. Although right here on his back, this right here, I believe is actually just painted black, and these form the cannons for Razor Claw's black, and the shoulder cannons for the Predacon. They can extend, but that's mostly for Predacon mode, and they're both the same way. And I just recently learned this. You know, I had this figure for a while. These back cannons right here can actually come off, which I will do. I'll give them robot mode. So that's pretty cool. As far as articulation goes, the cannons themselves do move forward and back. The head, if you have it tabbed in correctly, which I don't because you don't have as much movement. It's a tab right here. If you guys can get the focus, it's right here inside the head neck. It plugs down to Razor Claw's head. And when it's locked in place, you don't get that much out of the head anymore. But you can kind of turn it. So I have to unplug it just a little bit. And if I can get a little more out of the head. Not much, but a little bit more. As you can see. Turn about that much left, about that much right. The mouth is open. As you can see. As far as the legs go, you can move them all the way to here. Pretty good ratchets. Move them out that far, so you get that. As for the paw, Just swivel that 360 on a ball joint. So you got that going on. Same both sides. Not that far. Rotate back that far. Forward. And also, because this will end up being robot arms, you do get an elbow bend, but it's more or less for robot mode. But you can still use all the joints at your leisure. At the very back, get the back legs, which mine have become somewhat kind of loose. They might can be tightened and make them more stiff because they're on the screw here. But you can move them backwards about that much. Actually, thinking it's about full 360. If you move the buckler, just go ahead and move it off. There we go. Take that off. You can get a full 360 out of that. Honestly, you won't ever really need it because once you move it that far, the line just falls from its own pressure. As for the foot, it's on a large ball joint, but you can rotate 360. And the back leg, you can bend it like so. It's on a pin. So you got that much. Legs is exactly the same. The tail, which can come out too, and will later become the hilt for the Offenheimer blade. You can bend one hinge there, up and down, and the tip here. Not that much movement. Honestly, not that much of a tail, but it's there. And like I said before, this thing can be put into some pretty decent poses. I just lack the skill to do it, sadly. I wish I could get better poses. But I'll tell you guys what, let me get something for comparison. For my first comparison, I got them side by side with Deluxe Cliff Chipper. See how it looks. And I got them in line mode. I got them in line mode standing all the way up on all four legs, so you get a really good height difference. I really like this, by the way. I like this scale. Now, for sake of argument, let's take him out. Let's add a MP wheel jack. I think that looks pretty decent. I do like my Beast, especially more G1 IAW Beast. I do like them being bigger than Carbots. So that looks pretty good. Here he is side by side with MP Hot Rod. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks like he just eat the hell out of Hot Rod. As he should. Dirty prime killer. But anyway, sorry, I still have that old G1 grievance. Now, without further ado, let's get this guy transformed. And here we have Razor Claw, all transformed, and he's looking mighty good. Looks awesome. I'm actually glad I'm doing this review right now because I forgot how good some of these guys look in their robot modes. I mean, man, I've always kept them in their beast mode since since scale has kind of changed for me. But man, these robot modes look really good. Man, awesome. All right, let's talk about it. He makes for a very, very imposing robot, just like his line mode. Let's bring him closer. Bring the camera in. Get a good look at his eyes. He has some nice red paint for the eyes, similar to the other predacons. They use like a really nice. I don't know if it's coming through on camera well, but give him like a really nice, kind of a shiny red paint for the eyes. It comes in pretty good. Some a dull orange for the visor, similar to the mane itself, and some pretty decent mold detail on the head. If I had a knack for panel lining, which I don't, I think I could make it look even better. Also has some red paint here on the shoulders, which I didn't talk about much in lion mode. I think it's supposed to like represent how the original toy or original G1 version was, where he had his paws, his lion paws were actually on his shoulders. So I think it's supposed to represent that. As for the hands, they're a similar kind of hands where they're already put into a pose for you. So you're not very you can't open them, you can't articulate, but you can rotate the wrist. Thank goodness. So that's good. You can get 360 out of that. Too bad you can't open and close them, but you know, oh well. Be alright. It's kind of an older design. As for the arms, they're similar to how they were in beast mode. But you can't get this peg right here if you move it out, which is actually the combiner peg. I wish that could have been hidden better. You can move it and get just about a full 360. Yeah, you can get full 360. Excuse me. Get the full 360, but only after you move the combiner peg out of the way. but if you move away, you can't get that. Arms can move all the way out. You got double elbow bend here, and bend here, so you get double right there. That's mostly for line mode, but you can use it for robot mode. And it can both go out that far, which is good. As far as the waist is concerned, you get 360, but you got a little bit of a workaround because you got this piece here, right here. So it kind of gets in your way, and it's on swivel. So if you hold it down, you can 360 it pretty good, and that's mostly because of transformation too. So there you go. Going back upstairs, you can move the head, so get a full 360 out of that. As you can see down in here, it's kind of floating because the Predaking head is actually down inside of his. So, but you can get 360. You can move it down so much, move it up, just about all the way. I like a robot that can look up, but I also like one that can look down. And the down's pretty impressive. Only problem is, if you get the side profile, he's just looking down at the line head, so it's not helping him too much, is it? Alright, coming back now to the waist again. You move out his hip skirts. You can kick out that far on both sides. Get a little bit of that Van Damme full Monty, full trowel action. You can kick out that far, which is good. Those strong ratchets. You can kick back that far and kick his own ass, which is always good if you're into that kind of thing. Now, this is interesting. For his knee, you got knee bend, but if you go up here, which later becomes Pharaoh Rex's knees, right in here, it's a whole nother joint, so you can kind of mess with that. So you can kind of get some of that going on. But like I said, it's more meant for Predaking, but you can still use it. The same both sides. And you got a swivel here at the thigh too, so it's good to get a full 360 swivel out of that. As for the feet, the feet themselves are kind of a cool engineering feat of their own in their own right. As you can see, the toe itself is right here, which you can ankle tilt full 360, though you don't need that, but you can. But the back of the foot is actually split between here and the combiner peg. And the back of the foot is right here with the heel. And I can turn it that way. Also get a sideways tilt out of that. And if that fails you, you even got the line paw right here. So it's like no way this guy can topple over. It's got pretty good width and feet. And the same on both sides, as you can see. Alright. Now, let's bring the weapons back in. You can see he can hold the swords very well. You just gotta take them and kind of pop them in his hands. Since his hands are articulated, you kind of just gotta go past the thumb, like so. If I can get it, come on now. All right, there we go. Nope. So he holds those pretty well, even though you can't quite clench them all the way. I think you both look very well. I think you're ready to do some real damage. Yeah, I think it looks very imposing. Oh yeah. Now as for his cannon, you can go in on either arm because he has a hole here and a hole here. But I tend to go for this side. Just grab the cannon, which is right here, and just plug it in like so. And there you go. That looks pretty good. Now, back to that, the back piece I took from the line mode, which also becomes the crotch plate for the Predaking. This thing can be folded out to become like a bit of a shield. Sorry about that cut, but it took a little bit of doing. I want to take my time with it because I didn't want to break this thing. But yeah, you basically got to rotate the whole back plate, then fold it up, and it reveals a little peg here. And that peg, though if memory serves me right, it doesn't quite go in very well. But you go in right here on this slit. And we'll push it in and see if I can get that. There we go. And now he has some of a little bit of a buckler shield, as it were. Ah, and one more thing. Let's go and turn to the back. Though this does not plug in very well, I still want to show it off. You can take his tail and then split it into two, like so. And following the grooves on the back of the guns here, you can kind of let it lay inside. Let's see if I got it the right way. It doesn't make that way. Nope, I think I had it right the first time because the large. Here we go. And it kind of just lays in there. It doesn't clip or anything. It just kind of sits in it. So it looks something like that. And trust me, eventually it's just gonna fall out anyway. But I think it was worth showing. There we go. So you can have him totally carry everything he came with. And yeah. There you go. Guns, swords, shield, tail, everything's there. Everything's accounted for. Although I'm lying. Minus this piece here. I think you can break it apart and put it on the end of the shield, on the end of the swords, but it looks kind of dumb. This actually makes the hilt for the larger Predaking sword, and it, when in lion mode, it actually stores under the lion mane itself. It's kind of a little bit of a extra storage spot, but I believe you can take it out. Well, I'll go ahead and show it just for the sake of argument. Just unplug it, and you can put it up under the sword. You know, that's dumb, but hey, back when guys were just buying these figures one at a time, I'm sure they wanted everything to go in a certain place, so you can do that. Alright, for scale purposes, I brought quite the little smorgasbord. I brought in some contemporaries. Here's a Siege Shockwave, so you can see how that scale works. There you go. Let's take him out. Also, here is a MP car sideswipe, so you can see how that looks. So although I have to say, even though this thing when it combines, it's not necessarily MP scale anymore, though it was once thought to be MP scale. The bots no doubt are MP scale. These guys, I mean, at least old school MP scale like this, because these guys tower over car bots. Then again, what doesn't right, most things do now. Here he is with an MNC figure. They're a version of Deadlock. And he looks appropriately bigger than him. I like that a lot. And here he is with the boys so far. Looking real good. I'm really digging this this little setup I got here with the whole rocks and everything, craters and whatnot. This looks really cool. I can't wait to have a proper background to go with this. Also, will it be known, I won't always review on this table. I'm just really having a lot of fun with it. So I'll probably eventually go back to my old white setup. But for right now, I'm just really digging this background. In case anyone's wondering, these can't move. I just like them for, like, you know, as far as like this picture taking and whatnot. But yeah, here he is with the team so far that I have reviewed, and they look awesome together. I'm really happy that I decided to do this review of these guys. It's been a long time coming, and they just make a very excellent squad. I'm ready to get the last two in here, and you know, if I can finally combine them, because I actually miss them. I miss Feral Race combined. But yeah, they look good so far. One more thing before final thought, before I forget, I want to show you that the cans all on back can come off and pick onto the sides of his arms. I just wanted to make sure I showed that. I remember I had mentioned it, so I had to show it, right? Now, final thought for real. For final thought, if you're buying this set of figures one at a time, then of course you got to buy Razor Claw. To a degree, I can see someone buying Razor Claw just by himself. He's pretty articulate, very good. The feet articulation is very unique, and at the same time, very good because he has so much support. So he's kind of like a weeble wobble. Kind of hard for him to actually lose his balance, which is very good. A bad thing I would say for it is the hands, but then again, the time period the thing came out, you know, about, was it 5 years ago? The hands were good, you know, it's fine. So really, the thing is they have too much bad going for it. He's honestly just really a whole lot of good. And as far as combiner cores go, he's pretty good. He's top notch, man. So I definitely recommend them. Only way I can see you not wanting them is if you're a guy who honestly likes a lot of paint. Because you won't find too much of that here. Oh no. But as far as articulation goes, presence goes, alt mode and robot mode look pretty damn good. Like I said before, I honestly forgot how good the robot mode actually looks. So I was like, wow, awesome. So yeah, I fully recommend it. Definitely pick it up if you can find it for the right price. But you should be able to, given the time period that we're in now. Now, before I close things out, as always, if you're not subscribed to the Predacons, you are missing out. They put out good content almost every day. So, you know, check them out, man. Seriously. The link's down here, as they always are. And thank you for watching my video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for likes and dislikes. I like them both. And as I've been kind of putting out my videos, I am trying the impossible goal of trying to hit 500 before the end of the year. I know it's a lot. But you know what? You gotta shoot for stars sometimes. That's what I'm doing. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. You only help me out. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And as always, this has been Sardo Noonspa, also known as the Black Gentleman, out here doing God's work, reviewing these old ass figures. Until next time, peace out.